What's going on, y'all? Got your man KP here, and I got my homie slash co-host Tight Work. What's going
What
on,
up?
man?
What up? What up? How you
Nothing
doing
much, man.
today, sir?
I'm doing pretty good, man. I'm doing pretty good. Just ready to get this show started. But before we get started, we want to ask y'all a few things, man. We asking y'all to like the post, comment, and subscribe to the channel.
That's
This will
right.
help.
Make sure you hit that subscribe.
Right. This will help us bring out more and better content. With that being
Like
said, we all know women lie. Who else lie, Tight?
kids.
Kids lie. People in politics lie. But that
That
pound
pound
sign,
sign.
them numbers, yes, I said them, D-E-M, them numbers don't lie at all.
No, sir.
Yeah. So, with that being said, let's look into the leading running backs in the league. So, who we got first, Tight?
Man, that man, David Johnson.
We got David Johnson from the Arizona Cardinals.
I don't know what they doing out there in Arizona, but this man right here is a beast.
Hey, he's running the ball well. He's putting up numbers, and he's helping his team win. When you look at the numbers, he's averaging 8.5 yards per carry. Which means he gonna move the chains. He gonna get you some first downs. He has 1,097 yards and 8 touchdowns.
So that means he's putting in the end zone also.
So he's putting it in the end zone. 6 points going up on the board. Looking pretty good there in Arizona. I'm not sure what his record is right now, but I'm pretty sure David Johnson is helping him win some games. Next guy up is Leonard Fournette, the rookie from LSU. Hey man, he's playing for the Jaguars, and I believe the Jaguars are undefeated.
Oh
So,
yeah. No.
Did they
As
lose?
of week 7. At the end of week 7, yes they are.
Okay, yeah. They're 7-0 right now at the end of week 7. So looking at Fournette, he's averaging 7.1 yards per carry. He's moving the chains as well. He has 952 yards, slightly behind David Johnson in rushing yards. But the big key is these touchdowns, man. He has 2 more touchdowns than David Johnson at 10. So he's putting up points as well.
Oh man, I saw this guy play commentating for a couple of games this year. He is not a rookie. That's a grown man.
Grown man running the ball. Grown man running the ball. So,
Like I said, that's someone you do not want to see them Jaguars.
hey man,
Leonard Fournette.
he's running the rock, man. He's helping his team, moving the chains. That's all you can ask for from a rookie. And I think we got another rookie up here. You got to help me pronounce his name. Is it Samaji Perine? Is that him?
P. Ryan.
P. Ryan. Okay, I'm sorry, Mr. P. Ryan. Mr. P. Ryan, the guy from Oklahoma. He's averaging 6.1 yards per carry. He has 871 yards, and he matches Leonard Fournette with the touchdowns with 10. So this is another guy that's putting the ball in the end zone, and the owner, H-Speed, he has the Redskins, right? Is that him?
Yes, sir.
And I know he likes to run the ball, so this fits his gameplay.
See, the thing that I like about these 3 running backs, they all 3 different styles of backs.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Speed
Mr.
back.
David Johnson can do it all.
Right.
He's a complete package. You don't have to do nothing. You know he's going to get it done. Fournette in a couple of years might be there. But right now, he can run, trunk you. But P. Ryan is just street head, north, south, get out of my way type of dude. I think they got Ludacris on their sideline at the Washington games.
Must be. Hey, if you don't get out his way, he just gonna run you over. So
You know what I'm saying?
these are the top running backs in the league. So now let's look at the top quarterbacks in the league.
Now, what are you looking for when you're looking at these quarterbacks? You know what I'm saying? Yards, touchdowns, interceptions. You know what I'm saying? What you looking for in these quarterbacks?
To be honest with you, I'm looking at the QB rating, man. I feel like if you got a high QB rating, that tells me you're really not turning the ball over that much. That's what that tells me. And you completing passes. Whether they're short, long, medium, you're just not throwing interceptions. So our first guy up is Matt Ryan from the Atlanta Falcons. QB rating of 125.9, 1,430 yards, and 14 TDs.
That right there says it all. That shows why the Atlanta Falcons only have one loss so far this season.
Right.
And one of the top offenses in the league.
Right. He's throwing it up, 14 touchdowns, moving the chains, not turning the ball over.
That's the big.
That's the big one. Hitting his favorite target, Uncle Julio. So, I mean, you can't ask more. Can't ask that much more from him.
Now that you brought up Julio, I have to put out a complaint because I didn't appreciate what he did to the Dolphins. So I'm gonna hit up Nasty Noob. I'm sending him an email. Nasty Noob Cadell. We got to ban Julio Jones. He hurt up 3 of my linebackers, man.
Hey.
3 of them. And one of them he just looked at, he ran off the field, was out for the game.
Hey, like we said about Fournette, man. Julio a grown man catching that ball, man. So
he has a great quarterback like Matt Ryan too.
Right,
so
him and Matty Ice
on your list, man.
The next person on the list is Andy Dalton from the Cincinnati Bengals. His QB rating is really high as well, 104.0. He has 1,602 yards, and he has one less touchdown than Matt Ryan at 13. So, once again, doesn't seem like he's turning the ball over. He's making completions. He has some weapons out there. So, Andy Dalton is looking pretty good on a Bengals team who's probably, 6-1?
Yeah, they started off slow. They gave up the first game of the season to the Ravens.
Right.
But they've been on a run since then. They got one of the better offenses in leagues on paper by the numbers.
Right. So Andy Dalton's looking good too, not turning the ball over, man, keeping his team in games, winning games, trying to make that playoff push. So
yeah, see the special thing about those quarterbacks, they have more touchdowns than interceptions.
Right.
And with this year's game, that's hard.
That's very hard to do. So, big ups to Andy Dalton for not turning the ball over. The next guy up is the guy from Stanford, Andrew Luck. Andrew Luck, QB rating is slightly lower than the other two, but hey, it's still something you got to pay attention to. 91.6 QB rating, 1,437 yards, and he has 10 touchdowns. So, with these ratings, man, these guys not really turning the ball over. Andrew Luck is helping his team win. I think right now he's still on the bubble for that AFC playoff race. But if Luck keeps producing and limiting his turnovers, hey, coach can make a push, man.
He has to do that because out of the other 2 quarterbacks on this list, he's the one that got the most interceptions. He has more interceptions than passing touchdowns. But he's being smart with the ball. A stat that we not highlighting today is his completion percentage because he's completing 62% of his passes, which is good. With how the DBs break on the balls and everything. And Tad, their O-line is trash. So for him to do that is an accomplishment.
Right. So he's making the right reads, dumping the ball off, making completions. So next we have one of the most important positions on the defensive side of the ball, the middle linebackers.
Yeah, these my boys right here. Let's talk about this defense.
Let's talk about these defensive guys. Let's see. We got Quan Alexander from the Bucks. Great guy. Has 1 interception, 25 solo tackles, 51 total tackles.
So he's going to get to the ball.
He's getting to the ball. Whether you with him or not, he gonna be there. So, hey, Quan Alexander out there leading his team in tackles and doing his thing.
Yeah, I like Quan, man. I like that Buccaneers team. I saw that game they played against the Dolphins week 1. He was all over the place. And right now, I know the Buccaneers are struggling a little bit as far as the record, but if Quan keep playing like they said, the sky's the limit for these guys.
Yeah, Quan is playing well, man. And he has a good supporting cast as well. His homeboy David, Levante David didn't make the list, but that's a good combination over there. So the next middle linebacker we look at is Bobby Wagner. We all know the Seattle defense is a force out there, but Bobby Wagner is out here making a name for himself. 3 interceptions,
man,
28 solo tackles. He also has 51 total tackles. So he's getting to the ball as well, and creating turnovers for his team. Can't get no better than that, can you?
Nah, you can't, man. Bobby Wagner is a freaking nation, man. I don't know. I think it seems like he's 11 to him on the field. And that's with the other 10. That's with the other 10 guys on that Seahawks defense. And you know they got a team full of studs out there. He's the one that's leading the charge.
Hey, well, I guess they don't call him Legion of Boom for nothing, man. They out here tackling, creating turnovers, hitting people. Come on, man.
And that defense is what's leading the Seahawks to a 6-1 record.
The Seahawks,
you know what I'm saying? So
okay.
They 6-1.
6-1.
Man, the boy's bad.
Bad.
I'm happy I got over there in NFC with you guys, man. I don't have to deal with Mr. Wagner and the Legion of Boom.
Hey, man. Hey, somebody gonna have to see him sooner or later. I don't know who it's gonna be, but they at the top of the list for the NFC right now. So under them Cowboys. But let's go to the next guy up, Ramik Wilson from the Kansas City Chiefs. This one kind of surprised me, man. Actually, man, being that he got Derek Johnson and Justin Houston on the other side of him, so that means he's doing something to stand out. 1 interception, 23 solos, and 44 total tackles. Another guy that gets to the ball, whether you with him or he's solo, he's gonna put a head on the ball. So, what you think about Ramik?
Man, the thing that's special about him is I don't want to call no shots. I might have to call my alter ego type work for that one. But these Chiefs are trash. For him to be on this list means that he is special. They need other guys like this guy that's going to make plays and stop people. For him to make all them tackles and they giving up 156 points this season is not a good sign. I don't know what is going on in KC, but they need to put some other pieces around this guy, and this guy be a superstar.
Hey, but you know what it could be? Mr. Wilson could be auditioning for another team, man. I mean, what you think?
Yes, I think he'll look real good in that aqua and orange.
I hear you. So, hey, that's our list of top middle linebackers, man. So now let's look at one of the top teams in the AFC, and that would be the Cleveland Browns.
Right.
Offensively, the Cleveland Browns are probably one of the best teams in the league. When you look at yards on paper, you look at total yards, it's 235.1. They're 8th in the league. Passing yards, 221.1, 5th in the league. Rushing yards, 113, and that's 13th in the league. So they're really pretty balanced, and they know how to move the ball and gain yards. And it seems like it's producing wins for them. But
yeah, right now they sit at 6-2. So
yeah, they at 6-2, and he just took a loss to put him at 6-2 to the commission, Mr. Nasty Nuke.
Yeah, but them Vikings is a different animal on defense. So right. I guess defense is better than offense, huh?
Right, because I mean, defensively, the Cleveland Browns aren't really holding anybody to, a least amount of yards. He's given up 320 yards, which is 26.
Right.
216.9 passing yards, which is 26, and he's given up 103 yards rushing, it's 14. So I don't know if those yards lead to points, but he's giving up a lot of yards on defense. But I
See,
mean, to win, you gotta outscore the person you playing. So maybe that's what he's doing.
yes, that is true. I guess he's the new greatest show on turf with the
Hey,
with the double pound.
I guess so, man. But hey, he's 6-2. He's in the playoff hunt right now. So he got to be doing something, right?
Now
But
with this Cleveland team, this great offense, is this one of your favorites to come out the AFC?
uh, possibly. I mean, I haven't really seen him play. I've seen a couple, clips from him or whatever, but I don't know. I know it's some tough teams in the AFC, but I mean, he's 6-2, so he got to be doing something, right?
Yeah, they wouldn't be mine. They got to fix this defense.
Or
Being at the bottom half of the league, the offense is great, but once it comes playoff time, you got to stop people.
well, yeah. I mean,
And right now they're not stopping people.
hey, I
But
mean,
one thing I do like about this Cleveland team is
uh,
that they cause some turnovers.
causing turnover. How many turnovers are they producing?
They got 35 turnovers. They got 32 picks. That put them in the top half of the league in interceptions. And they
Oh, so
plus 11 on a season.
so not only is he moving the ball, he's creating turnovers.
Yeah, so
So
but they
that could explain it. I mean, you might pile up a bunch of yards, but if you can't put it in the end zone, you turn the ball over to the Cleveland Browns, they're gonna get them W's, man.
all day. So that's they winning for them to take the ball from you, and they don't break on defense.
Right. So, next up on our list of teams is the Dallas Cowboys. They say the Dallas Cowboys are America's team. They ain't my team. But look, man, they out here putting up points, winning games, stopping people from scoring. They 6-1, leading the NFC playoff race. So let's look at how many yards they averaging. 321.7. They're ninth in the league. Passing yards, 226.9, fourth in the league. Rushing yards, it's a bit under 100, but 94.9, 21st in the league. Ain't that bad. Defensively, yards, 260, 10th in the league. Passing yards, 135, 5th in the league. But rushing, they're giving up 125.4, 25th in the league. And that stands out because it seems like, people in the league are gearing towards running the ball with the passing the way it is. But the Dallas Cowboys is a very good team. They're 6-1. Hey, what you got to say, Tyke?
I like this team. I like this team. I wish that they was better against the run,
Well,
but
I wish I would expect to see the offensive rushing yards a little higher with that massive offensive line they got and Zeke. But I don't know, man. I mean, you got more passing yard than rushing yard, but you got a powerful O line and you got Zeke. I want to see that number like 150, man.
hey, but don't forget about that. That's gonna put the ball in there, and I'm seeing the transition from last year to this year. That more guys that was passing last year going to rushing, and this guy right here is still keeping it, putting it in the air, and saying stop me. So he done figured out something, and he know that everyone knows about Zeke and that O line.
Right.
So they gonna try to stop that, and he's just gonna play off of it. So it looks like he's taking what you give him. So there's nothing wrong with that. There's many ways to win, and right now it's working for him.
Well, I mean, you say he's taking what you give him, and it look like he's taking some wins. He's 6-1, so he's on the top of the NFC right now at 6-1. So he could be the team to beat. But then my man, my team, the Falcons, they might have something to say about that. So I don't know.
Yeah, but once this suspension come down for Julio, then I'm going Cowboys all the way.
I hear you, man. I hear you, man. So, with that being said, man, is there anything you want to say to wrap this show up?
Man, I have a new perspective on what's been going on. Because at first we heard a lot of whining about the game and how it was played, but I'm starting to see a lot of guys adjust. A lot of guys got hot because they adjusted sooner, but now the turnover is starting to even out.
Right.
We're gonna see something like these numbers, right? They can be a little skewed. They're not lying to me. They telling me what I need to see, and I know when I play them Cowboys, I'm running the ball.
Right.
But with that being said, I like how guys are starting to adjust their game. So I want to see how these numbers look at the end of the season. You know what I mean?
Hey, like we said at the beginning of the show, man. The girls lie. The kids
I have plenty
lie.
of those.
The kids lie. People in politics lie.
Yeah, I'm still waiting on my tax break.
But that pound sign, them numbers, DEM, I'm saying it again, them numbers don't lie. So, we're going to wrap up this show. I'm going to give a big shout out to my man, Tight Work.
Thank you, sir.
All the fellas doing work in DML. My man, Nasty Noob. Yo, we out.
Later.
The Dynasty Madden League grinding 365.